This just in, this is some breaking news about Bishop Lamor Whitehead. You know him from his church being robbed earlier this year in Brooklyn. So here's the latest information according to the Shade Room reports that earlier today that it seemed that the bishop was arrested. So let's get into the story. Earlier this year, of course, you remember Brooklyn Bishop Lamor Whitehead went viral after a robbery was captured on the live stream during one of his church services. A few weeks later, he went viral once again after he was involved in an incident with a woman in his church as he escorted her out during one of his services because they came there intentionally to interrupt the services. And that was definitely a trending topic. And then he was accused of stealing from members of his church. Now, that caused him to speak out several times to defend himself. It was reported on Monday the U.S. Attorney's Office in the Southern District of New York announced that they arrested Bishop Whitehead for fraud, extortion, and false statements. FBI Assistant Director Michael J. Driscoll said, as we alleged today, Whitehead carried out several schemes in order to receive funds from his victims. Additionally, when speaking with authorities, Whitehead consciously chose to mislead and lie to them. If you are willing to attempt to obtain funds through false promises or threats, the FBI will ensure that you are made to face the consequences for your actions in our criminal justice system. The unsealed indictment claims Whitehead induced one of his parishioners to invest approximately $90,000 of her retirement savings with him, but instead, he spent the investment on luxury goods and other personal purposes. He also accused of extorting a businessman for $5,000, then attempting to convince the same businessman to lend him $500,000 more. While these charges are new to the public, the former member of his church claims that Whitehead defrauded her or not. Ms. Anderson filed a lawsuit against Bishop in 2021, alleging he swindled her out of $90,000. The supposed plan involved Whitehead assisting the older woman with buying and renovating a home, but that never happened. He used most of Anderson's life savings on his personal expenses. Now, the DA's official statement shows they agree with Ms. Anderson and claims and seek to prove it in the court of law. Bishop Lamor Whitehead abused the trust that the former member placed in him and bullied a businessman for $5,000, and again, as I said, tried to defraud him for more than that, $500,000. And allegedly, according to reports, lied to the federal agents. His campaign of fraud and deceit stops now, according to U.S. Attorney Damian Williams said. So here's the kicker. The former member stated that Bishop Lamor Whitehead allegedly agreed he'd give her a monthly stipend from the savings, given that it was her only source of income at that time. She cut a cashier's check in November of 2020, but allegedly didn't receive her first allowance until January 2021. After Bishop Lamor allegedly offered excuse after excuse when Pauline questioned the slow progression of securing a home for her. By May, she warned the preacher she'd contact the police, the press, and bring it to court if he failed to return her money by May of 2021. So, Miss Anderson and Bishop Lamor had a disagreement and had heated conversation. Bishop Lamor accused her son of being a liar and a deceiver while claiming any money given to him with a contract is a donation. Then in July of 2021, he accidentally emailed Miss Anderson's son a copy of purchase contract for a $4.4 million mansion in New Jersey. The purchase didn't go through, per reports. However, Anderson believes Lamor used her $90,000 as an initial down payment for that home. I can go on and on and on about this. What are your thoughts? How do you feel about it? Do you feel that Bishop Lamor Whitehead was wrong? How do you feel about a former member giving a pastor, a bishop, their life savings, something that they worked very hard for, to trust him with that amount of money to purchase a home and renovate it for them? Would you trust someone like that? Would you trust your pastor? It's just a question. I really want to know. I want to hear from you. I wouldn't do it personally. I would keep my funds, and if they had some connections to a home, we can discuss it, but my money would stay with me. That's me personally. Let me know how you feel. Comment below. I definitely want to hear from you. How do you feel about him being arrested? Do you think he will do some time for that? And then also, how do you feel about him saying, I'll give you a stipend of her money that she saved, $90,000, and you're going to give her an allowance? And I believe it was like something like $200. What would that pay? I don't know. I have no clue what that would pay. I definitely know it wouldn't pay for living expenses for sure. So this is the updated news that I wanted to bring to you. Again, comment below. Let's chat about it. Please don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And as always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.